Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So today I will be talking about the things I've learned since I've joined the trading industry. And I had put out a poll on my YouTube channel asking what you prefer to see, whether it's this or an updated psychology video about my gambling habits. It was pretty close, neck and neck, so I will go ahead and record both videos for you all, but let's jump into today's topic. Keep in mind that I have been in the overall market about 2 years, but specifically for futures trading where I actually am trying to study to become a better trader now. It's about 4 months, going on 5 on April 28th. Now, because it's been 4 months, I'm going to be doing 4 different things I've learned thus far. It only makes sense. And I want to be as honest and transparent as possible. I don't mean to come off any way like rude or aggressive or just brutally honest. I just think sometimes it's important to be, not only transparent, but like have that tough love kind of conversation. I've done this video about 10, 11 times now, and every time I listen to my retakes of them, it just felt too wish-washy. So we are just going to jump straight into these 4 different things, and I'm going to be providing some examples while I'm speaking. So the first thing I wish I knew before I actually started trading, but I did learn quickly thereafter, is that trading is not easy and it is very expensive. So when I say not easy, it's that I was one of those believers in the fantasized idea that overnight you can become a millionaire with trading. It's so simple to, buy or sell with the click of a mouse button, and you don't really need too much knowledge going into it because it's really a 50-50% chance of winning some money or losing some money, right? Well, yes, it's simple in some ways, but honestly, to be sustainable in the long term with consistent profitability, well, there's a lot more than meets the eye, right? Your luck can run out very quickly, especially if you're depending on that kind of strategy. You have to put in a lot of hours into the screen. I definitely had to recognize my terrible gambling habits. I had to work on my trading psychology, which I didn't even understand what that was. I didn't even know that was a thing. I thought it was literally just looking at charts. And you have to develop your own edge, your own strategy in the market. You have to find like what really works for you. And it's a lot more work than just, again, overnight success. Now, before when I joined 2 years ago, I thought I was a wizard because I had put some money into my own personal account. I traded it as a bull. And if you look at the charts during that time, I mean, it was a straight skyrocket to the moon. So it was quite easy to make money for the long term if you were a bull during that time. But just like I said, when luck runs out, I mean, look, your account's gonna run out too. I thought I was some sort of magical wizard making this money and no background or basic knowledge of the market. So all the gains that I made is completely wiped. All the accounts I've had for the past 2 years, my personal accounts are all wiped as well. And yeah, it was just not pretty. But that does lead into the second thing, which is that trading is very expensive. Whether you're doing the personal live account way or even a prop firm route, it's very expensive for a newbie and even expensive for those that are experienced in this market. The reason why I say expensive with the personal route, like the personal live account, is because every penny that you put into that account is definitely yours to make. Like if you put 500 and anything you make above that is yours to keep. But keep in mind that if you lose that 500, that's 500 hardworking dollars of your own from your savings, investments, retirement, etc. And if you lose that, that's real money that you're throwing down the drain essentially. So if I could say anything, please start off small if you choose to do a live account, because learning from my experience, I was just willing to risk whatever I could for that 50% chance. And it was just, I mean, clearly I lost all those accounts, so it was not pretty. And then going down the prop firm route, I do find it more feasible for like a newbie joining the market, and even for those that are a bit more experienced, because you're not losing as much of your own capital compared to using, their capital. So a prop firm, if you don't know what it is, it's essentially a company that provides you a larger amount of capital to trade in exchange of you paying for a little fee up front. Now there's lots of promotions out there and deals that are, out there for you to take advantage of to make the accounts more affordable. But that's where you could get caught up in the costly part of prop firms. Because remember, everything's expensive with trading. Trading is money. That the point of trading is to make money, but also you can lose money. So with a prop firm, you could get caught up in all the deals where you buy maybe 10, 20, 30, 40 accounts at a really discounted rate. But let's say you lose all of those accounts. That could be hundreds of dollars down the drain. On top of that, if you pass all of them, but you're still a beginner with not enough consistency or experience under your belt, well, you pass them, you pay the extra activation fee, the monthly or the one-time payment. You blow it the same day or a few days or before your first payout ever, and that's another couple hundreds of dollars down the drain. And you don't realize this because it doesn't catch up to you as you think you're paying maybe 30 or 20 bucks each time for each account. But multiply that by 10, 20, 30, 40. How many times have you reset it? So it can be very costly. So just definitely keep in mind of how much money you're spending, stick to your budget plan. Learn from my experience. As the past 4 months, I was that kind of trader. Not only did I blow personal live accounts, I blew lots of evaluation and funded accounts as well. So lots of my money has been thrown down the drain 1 billion%. And it's been tough. It's been tough to reconcile, but we got to keep pushing, right? Now, the second thing that I have found very critical in my performance and that I've learned about the industry for the past 4 months is having a community and then having an inner support group. Now, there is a very key difference between the two, so let's dissect them. For me, I consider a community more general and open to the public. It's something like a YouTube channel, YouTube Space, Twitter Spaces, a Discord group, or even a paid Discord group, Facebook groups. Just in general, all traders in a group that want to become better, and anyone could really join if they wanted to. And then you have your inner support group, which is more like your trader friends. It's a much smaller group where only some people are selected or invited to be part of it. And it's kind of like people you can really count on to really take trades and grow together with. Like your actual friends in real life kind of thing, but it may be all online. So, with my inner support group friends, it's amazing because we all have our different perspective and strategies to entering a trade. Now, obviously, we're at different levels of experience. So, not only is it helpful with building confidence in your strategy, building conviction to enter, exit, or even hold the trade, but also you don't feel alone. You literally have real like trading friends that you can talk to and vent to and express like everything and anything about trading to. And you can come to them whenever you want. It's a lot different than a general community where kind of anyone random is able to just respond to what you have to say. Now, I'm not saying no one's going to listen to you in a community, but it definitely feels a lot more personable when you have an inner support group. So it's definitely helped a lot with my performance, both psychologically speaking and performance wise. So definitely something I would recommend to the newbies out there that are still trying to have a footing in the trading industry. So this third thing is kind of crazy because I had better handle of it in the beginning of my trading journey, but as the weeks progressed, I started to lose sight of how important it was. But it's basically having balance in your life. What I mean by that, to portray it, is you have a plate of things that essentially make you who you are, right? So for me, it was fitness, spending time with loved ones, like me, personal time, some other hobbies I would do, and adding trading to the mix. So as I said, the weeks went on, I started to like recognize my importance or my purpose of trading, and that was bigger than me spending extra time at the gym or spending time with people I love. So I would cut back on those two valuable pieces of my life, and all the extra hours I just saved, I put that towards trading. Now, what I've learned though is that the more time you spend on the market, on the charts, on the studying, or anything about trading, does not necessarily mean or automatically make you, amount or equal to a better performer in the market. Yeah, that was a big lesson that I learned for sure, because all the hours I spent day in day out, like 10 to 14-hour days, some of that noise and knowledge that I learned, like 1 year out the other, and also things that don't even truly apply to this day. And it's crazy because all the studying you could do could be very ineffective or not really productive, even though it seems like it is. For some people in their journey, it worked for them, but at least for me personally, it didn't work. I think it's more important to have balance in your life because you not only gain happiness and fulfillment from these things, but it helps you become a better performer because when you're overall like satisfied with everything in your life, and then you add in trading where you're obviously you're practicing, at least everything in your life is going right, so you have a better feeling going into the market, better feeling of trading. And it just, if trading is your passion as well, like that adds more fuel to your fire to be even more happy and content with your life, even if you take an L. I hope that makes sense. Let me know down below what your thoughts are about this, but I truly believe for my journey, it hindered my performance when I spent too much time studying, too much time on the charts, and less time doing things that brought me fulfillment. For the fourth and final thing that I've learned from the industry thus far is how important your specific goals are. Personally, when I have my goals at the forefront of my brain, it really pushes me to keep on going to reach them. I can see them perfectly laid out for me, and I can only imagine the amount of success and accomplishment I would feel once I get there. 2 years ago, even 4 months ago, my general goal was just to make a lot of money. I know it sounds very materialistic, very bland, but when I actually sat down to think about why I wanted a lot of money, and I narrowed it down to these things. One, I really want to have financial stability for my loved ones around me so they never have to worry about another dollar again. Two, I want to build generational wealth for my future family and for the families after us all. And then 3, I want to have time and financial freedom so I can travel the world and indulge in other cultures, etc., etc. 4, so I can venture into different business opportunities. And then 5, to allow myself to have financial stability. It's not a norm in my household to have financial stability, to be honest. So I know trading has the potential of drastically changing my life and all the lives around me and even after us all. A really great example of this is definitely from Chris's live stream from the Lilu YouTube page. If you guys would like to watch that, I will link it down below in the description. But Chris brought on his mentor, BK, who's been in the industry for 20, 25 years plus. Now, with BK, he was talking about his experience, being in the trading industry, how he looks at the market, his psychology a little bit. But ultimately, I gathered as well that he has a lot of time freedom so he can go spend it with his family, watch his kids' ball games, enjoy his own personal hobbies like golfing. And I would love to be in that place one day. And he's very humble about it. And I love that. I absolutely love it. So it's a really great, thing to know that there's living, breathing proof of people living the life that we aspire to have one day. And that trading really does have the potential of changing your life altogether. So for me, reminding myself every single day the bigger picture, not the instant gratification of the extra 50, 100, $200, but what that money can do in the long run. Granted, it can cause quite a bit of pressure. I know from personal experience, I put too much pressure on myself when I was going through my funded accounts because I was thinking about these bigger picture things. And so all the anxiety and nervousness built up, and I blew those accounts, if I'm being honest. But I've learned to control it in a way where I know that my trading has a much bigger effect on everything. But I need to focus on the process because the more that I can nail my process down, the profits will come in time. And I have nothing but time right now to be able to build the wealth I need to reach all of these things. So remind yourself why you're doing this. Keep your goals in mind as you're trading, as you're doing anything in life really, and just remember that it's bigger than just instant gratification. And that is the 4 things that I have learned thus far while being part of the industry. If you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to do a big thumbs up. And if you'd like to see, a further list of everything I've learned, I can definitely create that for you all. Just leave a comment down below. But I do want to say that I am very proud of you if you are a beginner coming into this market or even someone that's very experienced deciding to watch this. I'm proud of you for deciding to be a participant of the market because, as we all know, all the odds are stacked against you when it comes to trading. It's a really difficult, lonely path, but it definitely doesn't have to be. And although it's going to be lots of work, I believe in you that you will make it. There are so many living, breathing people out here that were able to make it in this lifetime by trading. And so, the doors are waiting for us next if you decide to continue to pursue it. As always, I appreciate your time and your support. I wish you nothing but success in your trading journey, and I will see you all in the next video.